I'd like to take you through how to calculate the points-based proficiency for student groups. This is the process that's being used not only for state report cards, but also for federal identification. This is taking a look at students who and how they have scored on the different state mandated assessments. And we'll take a look at this right now. So suppose you have a group of 32 students. And across the top, one of the things that you see that we do have the proficiency level, advanced, proficient, basic, and below basic. So those four proficiency levels are important. Below that are the associated point values for each of those particular proficiency levels. So 1.5 for advanced, 1 point for proficient. Basic is 0.5, and below basic is a 0 point value. So those are going to be used in our calculations. Now, of our 32 students, which is N, you have that over here, we have 1 student at advanced, 4 students at proficient, 4 at basic, and 23 at below basic. DPI does not do a straight calculation. They do not do the 1 times 1.5 to give you the total number of points. They look at what percentage of students are at each of the proficiency levels. To do that, we'll take the 1 student at advanced and use the 32 students of the whole entire number and take 1 divided by 32, and you end up with 3.125. Now, according to the rules of rounding that DPI uses, that turns into a 3.1% of our students are at advanced. That rounding piece will make a difference because now what we have is the total number of students actually calculated in this particular level is less than 1. It's 0.992. If you take this and turn it into a decimal, that's what you end up with. 12.5%. So take 4 divided by 32, that's what you end up with. Same thing for basic. If you take 23 divided by 32, you again end up with 71.875. Rounded, that will equal the 71.9% that we're going to use. Now, use this number that's at this level to calculate the points that you earn. So instead of taking 1, we're going to take 0.992, multiply that times the 1.5, and you will end up with 1.48 points. Again, 4 times 1 is 4 points. 4 times, we're using these numbers, 4 times 0.5 will get you 2, and 23.008 times 0 still ends up to be 0. Adding all of these going across will get you a total of 7.488. Now, we're going to do to determine the proficiency score, you actually take this number and divide it by 32. Where does the 32 come from? That is your total number of students. That is your N. When you do that division, you end up with 23.4 or 23.4. So that will be considered your proficiency score for this particular content area for a specific exam, whether that's the forward exam, the dynamic learning maps, or the ACT. So that's a brief overview of how to do the points-based calculation. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to let me know. Thank you.